Good morning, everybody. Yeah, so the market looks pretty poor today, actually. I'm really not liking it that much. There's just not that many gappers today. There's NIO moving up some, still gapping down technically from 649 to 640. We have CZR, which was a gapper on Friday, gapping up a small amount with low volume. We have PLAG. Oh, sorry, there's going to be an echo. Okay, no, actually, I muted all of it. Good. But yeah, we have PLAG, gapping up a little bit here. We have GE gapping up a little bit. UWT, which is an ETF, gapping up some. We have CGC. We have SOGO gapping down. We have EXEL forming a little bit of a triangle there. AMD moving some. AMRN a little up a small amount. PTI and MRNS is what I'm watching today, but nothing really looking good here. Yeah, that's most likely what it is, John. But man, there's just nothing I really like. I'm people have hated on me for using small sizing in the last week or so, but I think that's pretty necessary. I mean, I think the market's been pretty dull in the last week. Friday actually wasn't that bad, but previous last week was pretty bad anyway. So the volume's just pretty low. The volume's not too bad usually this time of year. It probably has to do with elections tomorrow. But yeah, I got to be careful. I got to protect my accounts on days like today. We'll see how it goes. If I see a good setup, I might take it, but I'm not going to use big size or anything like that most likely, unless it just starts to set up perfectly. What's up, two-way trader? Good morning, Foy, John O, Matthew, KC Mac. What's up, man? Jason, Sultan, Connor, Tony. Yeah, I'm actually using my Turtle Beach headphones. I didn't know I could use my Turtle Beach headphones on my computer, and so I'm actually using them. Oh wait, I forgot. I can take my headphones off, or my, What's up, Eric? Good morning, man. Man, there's supposed to be a way I can take my, there's supposed to be a way I can take my microphone off. Yeah, dude, that's what I thought too, Matthew. Like, mine worked fine, man. Like, I just plugged mine into my speakers on my computer, and they work great. And so, I'm just trying to take my mic off because I have a better mic on my computer, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, CZR doesn't look that bad. I mean, it's gapping up some, gapping up from 953 to 982. Really doesn't look that bad. We'll see what happens with it. What's up, James? What's up, Alpine? Good morning, man. Long time no see, brother. But yeah, man, super dull morning. Like I said, I think what a lot of traders do wrong is, they might do well when the market's really volatile and their setups are there a lot and their setups are following through. But when the market slows down like this, I think a lot of people don't know how to take their foot off the gas. You have to take your foot off the gas when the market's slow and dull, and because if not, like Mitch always talks about, all it takes is one trader in these slow markets in a low float stock to really make that stock go against you. And so you just got to be careful days like today. Just doesn't look that promising, honestly. It was good, man. It was good. INUV. I could take it out. My two favorites are probably CZR and NIO, but Oh yeah, INUV is gapping up some. That one doesn't look bad. I seriously doubt it's tradable. Maybe I'll look at it on Robinhood. But INUV, check out INUV. Appreciate that. I kind of missed that one. Just a little bit under my price range, but it doesn't look bad here. PLAG gapping up some as well. You know, I'm definitely going to watch PLAG too. Still low volume though. Just the volume's just overall pretty terrible right now. Maybe JKS, maybe. JKS doesn't look that bad either. Yeah, let me know if you all see anything else. I mean, there's here, you know, there's here. And so I'm actually wearing a pair of Turtle Beach. This is actually Turtle Beach. Here's gapping up. Yeah. Hey, nice, Casey. Hey, appreciate you going through my code, brother. Yeah, I'll look at it on Robinhood. Yeah, probably gonna watch. I don't mind these four. I mean, CZR, PLAG, NIO, and here HEAR. We'll see what happens though. You know, I gotta take it slow, be careful, but we'll see. But yeah, appreciate you going through my lake, Casey. Appreciate that, man. Today's just going to be a scanner day, like Mitch likes to call it. Just days I'm looking at my scanner, see if anything pops up here. And so I can trade these four, CZR, NIO, PLAG, and HEAR. Those are really the ones I'm watching the most. We'll see what else happens. Not seeing too much I really like in this market, though, like I said. I got to take it pretty slow today, I think. Hopefully we get some more volume after the elections tomorrow. John O brought up a good point that this may be from the elections being tomorrow. Maybe people have a little bit of fear in trading, and so possible reason why. Makes sense if you think about it. And so we'll see what happens, you know. Maybe start mapping out a few of these in pre-market. Let me see. CZR did set up a little bit on Friday. That's about right. 660 here. Maybe 650s for NIO. NIO faded nicely off the VWAP Friday. Yeah, it's probably what it is, 7. Maybe watch Sogo as well. Big drop yesterday or Friday. We'll see if it rebounds some today. I'm just trying to find, like, I'm not seeing too much I really like. You know, the market's a little dull today, guys. And so I think you just got to be careful in days like today. You know, you can't force stuff. If it doesn't look good, it doesn't look good. Right. Scared or day, Matthew. Just a little slow, man. Just a little slow. Let's call Mitch. Let's see where Mitch is at. Oh. Alright, call him Mitch. Yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, man? Alright. Alright. Alright, Mitch will be right back. Yeah, looking at PLAG, that's the volume's still super low, and market's pretty low in general today. So INUV doesn't look bad. I can't trade it on TEFs, and so I'm just kind of looking. Gonna be watching the scanners that pop up. We'll see what happens. Overall, it's just been a little bit of a dull, slow day. Can I look at MRNS? I mean, that one really popped up Thursday. MRNS really ran Thursday. We'll see what happens with it today. TerraTech, TRTC. I can look at that one. We can go over news in a second, too. Low volume today. I mean, CZR is probably my favorite one. The reason I like CZR is because, it looks a little extended on the daily chart just from this move from around $8 up to 10. And so for that reason, I like it a little bit more. Just for a pullback here. It pulled back some yesterday, but it was a big gap up after earnings. And I think it may at least pull back to 950. We'll see, but that's what I'm ultimately going to be watching. You can see this one faded off the VWAP over and over and over again yesterday. Just look at all these fades. Here, 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 here. And so it just faded off the VWAP over and over again. With that said, I'm definitely going to watch it for that again. See if it happens again. Yeah, man, I got an S Pen, man, for the first time, 7. But yeah, you can see PLAG just low volume here. Man, if pulled back to 510, I mean, it's gapping up a little bit, but the volume is just so low that I just don't trust it. If the open happens, I'm just worried this thing's just going to get hit. The volume's just super low. A few ETFs are moving, UWT, UVXY, TVIX, and so ETFs are moving with, I guess, it looks like the SPY probably dropped Friday. Yeah, with the SPY's dropped Friday. But the SPY rebounded some from its lows. We'll see what happens here. Put in a bottom of around 260. And so we'll really see what happens with it. I'm not super confident in any of these today just because the volume overall looks pretty terrible for a lot of these. But we'll see. I mean, I'll probably watch ETFs along with CZR, NIO, PLAG, and HEAR are probably my main watches. And then a few ETFs, UVXY, TVIX, maybe JKS and AMD, but We'll see. What's up, Felix? Good morning, man. What's the name? What's the stock for that Calato? But I'll go over some news. Yeah, I mean, CZR doesn't look bad. It's just INUV is not tradable for me. But that's probably my favorite one this morning if I could pick a favorite, just because it has the most volume in pre-market. Also going to kind of look at EXEL here. You see, EXEL, I do consider this one up a ton from where it was. Or not a ton, but up a decent amount from where it was the other day. Now, it was a pullback from after being in a pretty big downward trend on the daily chart, a longer-term downward trend here. And so it bounced back up to the whole $1.20 and then fell back down some, 19.20. And so if it breaks underneath this big support at 17 for EXEL, I'll consider this one as well. A little bit bigger range with this one, and so I'll probably have to take it a little bit slower with smaller sizing. Had a nice little spike before the close for EXEL, but we'll see. Like I said, not really feeling too many of these today. We also have JKS gapping up a little bit here on low volume with this one as well, but it's gapping up about 72 cents. And so from 8.97 to 9.69. So we'll see. Like I said, though, pretty low volume with this. AMD, chip stock, tech stock moving. Nice little VWAP rejection Friday for AMD. We'll see what happens with this one. Can't trade this one, but CNAT had a nice little upward trend on Friday, gapping up some to 560 from 512. Like I said, MRNS. See if this one picks up some volume today, but you can see this one gapped up here. Nice little big gap up there a few days ago, but kind of came back down some. We'll see what happens with this one as well. AMRN, although one thing I've noticed about AMRN is that at least for the VWAP fade, it never follows through with the VWAP fade. A lot of times, AMRN is really reliable with the VWAP bounce. Like if you look at AMRN, it usually VWAP bounces a few times. Actually, Friday it actually faded, but bounces off the VWAP a lot. It's something I've noticed about AMRN. You can see VWAP bounce here, here, and here. But overall, it's not one that I necessarily like trading. Nice little VWAP bounces here as well. It's just been on an upward trend for a long time as well for AMRN. Like if you look at the daily chart, you could just see. Let me remove some of these. If you look at the daily chart, you can see this one's just been in an upward trend since September. And so obviously there's going to be more bounces than there are fades in an upward trend. Right, that's what it is. Who gets this? It's an election trend. It's an election day, and so that's what's going on here. Just a slow day, though, man. I was hoping for some volume today, but we're not getting much. Hold on, let me unmute you.
Fam.
All right, we got Mitch here. There's Mitch.
All right. What's going on, fam? How we doing? Ready for the Money Mondays.
You stealing my Matthew McConaughey? All right.
All right. Hey, yo, that's my man right there, yo.
Yeah, I like his motivational videos are pretty on point. I like them.
Yeah, man, that speech he gave at I think it was Cambridge or Boston University. He killed it.
I saw it.
Yeah, that one's amazing, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, guys, slow week, man. I don't know if you've looked at the market, Mitch, but just a terribly slow day. elections are tomorrow, and so that's kind of, I think, most people's thesis on today is that elections are tomorrow, low volume. Kind of looking at CZR here. Don't mind it on the daily chart. See if it pulls back some, at least down to these 950s is what I'm looking at.
Yep, I'm gonna be watching PTI. PTI is probably my top watch. Definitely watching this stock as it starts getting its momentum, seeing what's gonna happen here, guys. Is it gonna try to come back to that high of October 18th, or are we going to kind of try to test this resistance today and just fail? Definitely going to be looking at it. I did trade this one actually on the long side, guys. I did something on that I normally don't do, guys. I got a little emotional on getting off the stream on Friday, and I went and I took a trade. Even though I said that I was done for the day, saw another setup before I was closing my computer, and these are the trades that can really hurt you. In this case, it actually came to help me. I was able to actually take down all the losses and come out with an $11 gain for the day. This was actually, it was more than a $180 win overall. But
hey, hold it down, bro. I'm gonna run to the restroom.
These aren't really the trades you want to take. I got emotional. And I always like to talk about times when I, make mistakes, especially errors in execution. And this was a trade that actually went my way, but shouldn't have been taken, seeing as I was trying to hold to my discipline and saying that it was the end of the day. So we have to learn from that, kind of grow from it. And it went my way this time. But if we always try to trade when we're emotional, especially when our emotions are driving high, a lot of times you're going to end up making an error in your judgment, error in your execution, and they come back to bite you. So if you guys have any stocks out there that you guys are looking at, I can go ahead and take a look at important levels. Definitely looking at PTI today. Important levels for me on PTI are going to be that $7 for support, and range on the high. The resistance is going to be 34 resistance. All right, guys, we've been seeing this stock do a drive yesterday, kind of held those levels. We want to see if it's going to kind of just break down through 7, come back down, or if we're going to drive through this 738 and continue up. Loco, I saw that stock. I'm not sure if it's tradable. Let me check it out. Loco is not tradable for me, but definitely extended on the daily chart. If you go back prior years, 2016 is the only time that it was up here. The levels that I see there are 522. So 522 can hold and it really stay above that 522. This isn't a bullish sense. You can go back all the way when it gapped down. It's trying to fill this gap up there to 1723. I see 1751 as a big time resistance. I would look for it to drive to that level.
All right.
If not, it'll fade back down somewhere in the 1520 area.
Yeah, I was looking at Loco as well. Loco is the crazy chicken. El Polo Loco, yeah, the crazy chicken. It's up a lot from 1185 up to 1550s. 1550 right about now, so looks interesting. Big range, big move Friday. Matthew constantly talking about the animals, brother.
My guy Matthew's gonna work for a zoo soon. He needs to work for a zoo. He needs to take care of that lion's den.
Right.
Then all of a sudden put the bears with the lions.
All right, MYO popping up here. Not tradable, but MYO gapping up a small amount. Went up to 278.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Matthew got a zoo. He is a zoo.
Maybe GUSH. Some ETFs are in play, but I don't. ETFs are a little tricky for me.
What about Yucko? Or Yoko? That one's definitely one to watch, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad under 680s.
Yeah, actually, this stock actually has some really good resistance above it. We want to see this level here, this $9 get attempted again. You guys see that $9 is really starting to become something on the daily chart.
Yeah, I see that. It had resistance there on the 26th and on the 19th.
So that's going to be the real important level, guys. Yoko has to pass that level, and it has to pass it with some strength if it wants to get back up to those highs that it had on the 18th. If it's going to make that move and get back up there $15, $16, it needs to blow through 9 today. You can see this stock kind of doing a U pattern, dipping a little bit. I can kind of see a future cup and pattern kind of forming here. For that case, we would have to have it blow through that resistance today and get up there. It's probably somewhere in that new resistance. It would be 13.15. If I do see it break down below 535s, this stock would just simply just crash down, get below, go to the supports, which are 401. But I feel like this stock, is definitely manipulated. It's a Chinese stock. Be careful with it, guys. The spread changes a lot. If you are going to trade Yoko, understand that with the spread changing a lot, you have to understand your levels. Get the best entry you possibly can get. Don't chase, especially on a stock that the spread changes, because it could cost you a matter of 10 to 15 cents where you're already down.
For sure. Yeah, gonna watch NIO as well. NIO's actually been fading a lot off the VWAP. It's moving some now, right about break even in pre-market, but it's been fading. It faded Friday, had a nice VWAP bounce Thursday, kind of choppy Wednesday, rejected Tuesday. Monday was a little sketch. VWAP bounce Friday before that. A few VWAP bounces Thursday. Nice fades the Wednesday before that. So we'll see. Let me look at the daily chart. I'll see if it starts another downward trend here. I mean, it pulled back some Friday or Thursday, and we'll see if it starts a little downward trend here. Starts to test the whole $1.06 is what I'm kind of looking at for NIO. Spiking up a little bit at this point, but gonna watch that one. Maybe Sogo as well. Sogo big down day Friday. Gonna look for a possible rebound. But yeah, favorite one's probably CZR. Just because I think it on the daily chart it doesn't look bad. You can see it pulled back some from the lows last week, and now it's up. A significant amount over that. So we'll see if it pulls back some today for CZR.
All right, a big stock that I'm going to be watching is Plaid. The Plaid, guys, of course. I feel like this stock really hasn't made that run to the resistance. The resistance, I feel, would be up there. A test up there to $8 here would create a nice resistance line. Also, I'm looking for it to break down, see if it can get below these kind of daily lows of yesterday, which was 480s. Pretty much If it breaks down through 5, we can look for that move, seeing if it can break those 480s and get back down to those $4. I do feel like this stock is holding well. It's had low volume the last couple days. We need to see it really get that juice and get through that $6, then 6.44. Then we should see a run towards that $8. I'm gonna be actually really looking at this Yelko and Plag. I really don't have a bias towards those stocks. PTI is one of those more that I'm short bias with, as I really have seen this stock kind of do it time in, time out. Yelko can run. It has a huge day to go off of. Plag has a huge day to go off of. And PTI's move is a little bit more measured. And we can just kind of try to watch those important levels at the open and see if we get volume in these big stocks.
Yeah, somebody mentioned, or nobody mentioned this one, but TVPT is popping up on my scanners, and it's actually gapping up nicely here. I'll probably make that one of my main watches too. Like the gap up. Still relatively low volume, but looks better than most of the stuff in the market right now for TVPT. So definitely going to watch this one as well. Like I said, going to watch here maybe. AYTU doesn't look bad either. I don't think it's tradable, but it doesn't look too bad. No, it's not tradable, unfortunately. But it doesn't look bad. AYTU, it's gapping up some. So main watches: CZR, TVPT, NIO, PLAG, HEAR, EXEL, MRNS, maybe AMD, JKS as well. So we'll see. But terribly slow day.
I didn't see that one. I like that.
Yeah, the ETFs are probably, TVIX. What's up, new? Yeah, low volume overall is pretty.
MRNS is tradable?
It was Friday.
Let's find out. Like that chart.
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, I got my tradable stocks pretty much.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm looking at a few of these. The ETFs don't look bad. UVXY, TVIX, TVIX. After the down day, Friday, in the SPY, these bounce some. We'll see what happens with them today. Yeah, for sure, Abby. It's a slow day, so I'm definitely not forcing anything just because it's dull, slow market day today. Not going to force any setups or anything like that. There's just no need to.
All right, guys, 9:25. This is when you want to start visualizing what you really want to accomplish today, how you want to be trading. Right now, I definitely think MRNS and PTI are my top watches. On the side, I will have Plag and Yoko, also followed by NIO and Kron. MBEV probably looks good, who get this, but we can't trade it no more. I think TradeNet saw me kill it way too many times and took it off.
Yeah. I mean, I at the same time, I also think there were rumors that NBEV was going to get delisted last week. It's still here, but after what happened with IGC, the stock formerly known as IGC, I should say, it's now IGCC in the OTC market. After all that nonsense, I think a lot of people started to get a little skeptical of them. CLSD. I don't think CLSD is tradable for me, but I do see the bounce possibility there.
Love the 5-minute chart for MRNS.
Yeah, CLSD is not tradable.
We talk about this all the time in our class, guys. MRNS has a nice, we got a pennant here, a flag pennant. We're seeing those 3 resistance touches. It holds support there at 543. Now gapping up there, guys, up there to 580 something. That's where the resistance is, 580, right below it now, becoming a support. We're gonna see it test 587s. If it can get past $6, this stock will definitely start looking bullish. I would like it to come back down, get below and hold that 589 as a support, and that's when I'll be start looking to tackle this stock on the long side. Daily goal looks like 630s. 630s, easy move to 630s, followed by next resistance would be 734s. It looks great on the daily. I see the pattern. This is what I'm visualizing. This is what I'll kind of go off of. And if I do see it, it'll give me an ability to go ahead and tackle this stock. I have traded this one plenty of times on the short side, and today it's just looking bullish to me. This is why we don't have buys. We go off of the chart. The chart tells me that as long as it holds 550, this stock can get back up there to those 625s. We would have to break down through 543 today, and then I'll be looking for on the short side.
All right, we got a minute and a half. CZR's pulling back some, broke under that pre-market support at 980. GCAN. Penny stock, OTC, I can't trade it. It's too cheap in its OTC market right now. Looking at AZUL popping up here. I wonder what AZUL is. Oh, I forgot to do the news today. Sorry, guys. I don't even know how much news we would have had, but today's trades are brought to you by SnapTrade. That's SNAPTRADE.US. You can see I build my watch list here each morning. The volume's a little low, but it shows you the signal strength, market cap, volume change percentage, and a lot of other really cool info for free. Also have free scanners for upcoming earnings, high gainer penny stocks, high gainer volatile, crypto. So whatever your niche is in the market, they have a free scanner for it as well. Plus it has news, and so I can click today's news or just click watch list, and it shows me all the different catalysts for my watch list. And so go check them out. That's SnapTrade, SNAPTRADE.US. Get ready for the open. It's in about 30 seconds. I'll post the link for SnapTrade. But like I said, be careful today, guys. Really low volume, really slow today.
All right, guys, let's do this. 9:30. Bell's about to hit. Let's do it.
There we go. So we got a big drop. Not a big drop, but we got a drop for CZR. Dropping down a little bit here. We have a little bit of a spike for TVPT. MRNS dropped some. AZUL dropped some. A little bit of a spike for EXEL. Let me pull up my actual intraday scanners here. Sorry about that.
Tevron, we're getting the open here, but advice on drawing proper and support and resistance. I definitely would suggest you looking up our classes. This is exactly what we go over. Trying to teach you guys the trading process, and that's exactly what we try to tackle in our classes every single night.
For sure. And, you could. I like to use pre-market to draw out levels. A lot of times they're half and whole dollars, or where I draw my support and resistance lines. And so it's all subjective. It's something we always go over. People are going to draw their support and resistance at different areas than you may, but I think half and whole dollars definitely come into play, and pre-market support. You can see there's pre-market support here at 980, pre-market high at 1010 here. So I just try to map those out, especially if I'm attacking the open like I usually do. HEAR dropped down some. AMD, big drop for AMD. See if that thing pulls back to the VWAP. I wouldn't mind taking a few shares of that one if it pulls back. But yeah, last week was a tough week. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that the volume has just been pretty low. And maybe I should have been a little bit more selective last week, but the volume's just been low.
Hey, it happens, brother.
For sure, man. We got JKS spiking up a little bit here. right, big drop on AMRN.
PTI coming down there, but it's looking like it's trying to bounce off the support here. Want to see what's going to happen.
All right, so I'm looking at AMD here. Pretty big pullback. Gonna look for it to pull back to that $10 level. Maybe get in short around 10 with a risk of 2010. And so about a 20-cent risk. Big potential reward though if it can pull back all the way to that level. Also, NIO is currently dropping. If it pulls back to 650, I'll probably take this one as well with the risk of that 654 high of the day. Don't like it as much because the high of the day has to be my risk, but it's typically a pretty good risk or reward trade at this point. So keep an eye on that one. HEAR dropping down some as well, although the volume is substantially lower for HEAR. CZR, kind of low volume with this one as well. We'll see what happens.
Yoko looking a little strong there, guys. Keeping an eye on that one.
AMRN's back, trying to pull back to the VWAP. The only problem is I don't like that big down wick. All right, looking at AMD here, if it pulls back up to 1990s, you know, I'll probably take a little bit. Small share size, just going to try to let it work. Just got to get back up there, though. NIO doesn't look bad here as well. Alright, I'm going to take 100 shares of NIO here. In with 100 shares at around 649. I think there's pretty tight risk in this one, so I'm just going to take a small starter for this one. Set a pretty tight risk in it. AMRN faded nicely off the VWAP there. Maybe a little bit too late though, pulled back some already. So just to show you, I'm in NIO here. Just 100 shares. Alright, so this is the big test for AMRN, or for NIO, I'm sorry. If it breaks any of these levels, tries to break that high of the day, I'm just going to get out. I think the 650 area needs to hold. And AMD looks good here, but I'm already in a trade. So I'm a little bit regretting maybe taking this too early. But I'll let it test and follow through here. But AMD looks good for a VWAP fade. Look at that one, Mitch.
Looking at it now. First level has to be that 20. I'm trying to let it get to 90s. I could start taking a starter. Let it get some strength there.
Looks good. Very pretty fade so far. We'll see if it follows through. Oh,
Missed my entry. Missed my entry by a cent there. 1 in 90s. But this whole blocking out has me like putting shares a little bit higher, letting it fill in.
Yeah, it was pretty.
We should probably get our fill here. I think it's gonna pop over and test that resistance first. Oh, looks like we missed it.
Yeah, man, beautiful fade. Somebody
Not a
mentioned
bad
AMD
one.
the other day, and so it kind of brought my attention to AMD just because it's been setting up really nicely. But beautiful little fade there for AMD. Kind of bummed out I missed it just because it's set up so nicely there.
I'm watching Yoko on the long side for it to break out through 750s. I'm watching AMRN to come back to VWAP. PTI is just kind of holding, no volume in there, guys. Cron coming right back down also.
AMD hurts, man. I called this one out right on the nose. Perfect fade. Absolutely perfect. Look at this beautiful fade right here. And if people want to see what I specifically look for, it's this big bearish trend for AMD. Like you can see a big bearish trend, pull back to the VWAP right on the dot, and then it fades back down. At this point, I could have started taking a partial here. So a perfect fade there for AMD. This might be one I'm starting to watch. This one fades a decent amount actually. And so it may be one of those ones that I start to really keep an eye on here. All right, so we got NIO starting to come back down here. What's up, Matt? Don't stress it, brother. You'll bounce back, man. But yeah, perfect fade there on AMD. I'm in NIO at this point. We'll see. Volume's a little sketch, but looks bearish. So if you guys want to see my plan with this one, it's to get in around the VWAP at 650, risk level, high of the day, reward level 43.
Trying to get in AMRN. These whole order things are killing me right now.
I'm telling you, man, I don't necessarily recommend it, but I've just been using market orders. I don't think they're good to use. Don't get me wrong, but I think at this point with TEFs feeling like it is, I have to just mark it in just to be able to trade. Sucks though, but you know, with CFD trading, you know, I've been getting filled pretty on point. You know, like with NIO, I got filled within 1 or 2 cents, and the spread's 2 cents, and so my fills have been all right, really with this. All right, so NIO dropping. I'm going to make this one a little bit longer term trade, see if it can actually break these lows and really start washing out. Profit target's a little bit down there, but perfect fade on AMD. Man, if anything gives me FOMO, it's a perfect fade like this that I called out to the T, you know, right to the cent. And, you know, it followed through beautifully there. No stress. Not gonna be too upset with it. Just gonna move on. You know, trade my trade. I don't blame you, Kalato. Slow market day, brother. All right, so we're getting a low of the day test for NIO. There's 43s. Looks good. With this one, my sizing's so small that I have to effectively let it test these low of the days. I'm not really upset or stressed about it now. I think I tried to get in at 649, but it's failed me at 647. And so with that, you know, I kind of got to let it go a little bit longer. I didn't analyze the range as much as I should have. Is Thinkorswim lagging here? What's going on? Oh. But man, look at that on AMD. Beautiful, beautiful follow through with this one, man.
Yeah, these orders are kind of giving me the fits.
Yeah, brother, it'll happen, man.
Yep. I'm definitely gonna have to figure out how to adjust to these new changes.
Quick squeeze up here for NIO. Got to be careful here. Gonna see if it gives me that second fade here on NIO. It just squeezed up to the $0.50. I could add size here with this tighter risk of 654. We'll see. All right, so I just added another 100 shares to this one on NIO. Gonna look for it to pull back down to this low here. All right, later, Matthew. Have a good day, brother. All right, so we'll see if we get a low of the day test on this one again. A little choppy for NIO, and so got to be careful, give myself a tight risk. But we'll see if it cracks these lows. Kind of testing the lows of the day again. See if it gets a break now. Bids at 42. 43 now. Yeah, nice work, T America. Nice work, brother. Yeah, that fade was pretty, man. I hope you got in that with that fade, bro. It was pretty. Maybe here at the VWAP. We'll see what here does here. No pun intended.
All right, starting a VWAP bounce position in AMRN there. VWAP bounce.
All right, we're at 42.
76.
Let's see if we get a nice break here for NIO. There we go, beautiful. I'm gonna take a partial here. Got out with 100, just gonna let the rest work now. Like the drop, let's look at the next area. We'll just see if it drops a little bit more for me here. Just going to let the rest of these shares work.
Not a bad trade, brother. Good job.
No, it worked out. It pulled back to the VWAP when it got up to that 650 level again. And so it pulled back really nicely to that VWAP area. Don't mind holding it here. Super comfortable in it. Just going to let it work. Hopefully it works out. If not, I can get out for a tiny loss or a break-even trade.
I stopped out big there.
On which trade?
AMRN.
Yeah, man, I hate AMRN, man.
Yeah, it's just look at that. Look at that. That's just.
Yeah, I know you haven't traded it much.
Bound.
I know you haven't traded it much, man, but it's super sketchy. It never follows through. At least for me, for AMRN, like I've stopped trading it just because it never follows through with my strategies. You know what I mean? It never follows through, and so for that reason, for that reason, I'm out. But don't stress it, man. You'll bounce back, brother.
Yep. Just gonna focus. Dial in.
All right, so we got a little bit of a pullback here on NIO. If it breaks this 43 level, I'll probably just jump out. Obviously, want to see it get pulled back here instead of squeezing back up, so we'll see what happens. AMD may be coming back to the VWAP there. And I know some people are probably looking at me like, man, why are you using so small of sizing? The reason I'm using small sizing is because today is dull and slow.
Yeah, you don't want to increase and take too early hits.
Right.
I've done that.
I have to. No fun. I've learned from it though. And so when the market's like this, I'm just slow. Don't mind taking little snipes, little scalps, small gains. Alright, there we go, 39. Let's see if it's a nice crack here. It got down to 38. Spread's getting a little worse. Let's see if we get a really nice low at the daybreak here. Down to 39s. Looks like Thinkorswim got their level 2 together finally. Alright, I'm out. I just jumped out for a $12 gain there. I just don't like it here if it starts to squeeze up. It faked me out. So you can see it had this little fake low at the daybreak and then it bounced right back. And so I'm just playing it safe today and just keeping my profits on the day, my little profits. I'll take it. Maybe if I see something else I like, I'll jump into it, but slow day overall. I'm not going to force. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with my little gain. Like I said, AMD is actually right back at the VWAP here. I usually don't trust the second test as much, but it is right at the VWAP. And so we'll see what happens here. Yeah, after last week, man, green is good, Netron. Last week was a tough week. Kron, maybe a VWAP rejection, looking at Kron. JKS, nice little VWAP bounce there. And if anybody remembers in our classes, whenever I was going over the VWAP bounce, one of the big things that I've mentioned, I think I even mentioned this in last night's class, was that a lot of the time I like using that pre-market high area. If it's right around the VWAP, I like it much more. So like you could see the pre-market high area. You could use this area as your risk at 982. You could get in on the bounce for these right here, giving yourself a tight risk. Reward at least at this high of the day, so good risk reward. Risk here, entry here. reward here, so much bigger reward than risk, and so that's something I like to play off the VWAP bounces. If I can use the pre-market high as my risk, I really like to do that. I think it's a very obvious risk level, putting my risk 1 or 2 cents under that pre-market high, so if it breaks that, I could just get out, super obvious, and a positive risk and reward on this one. So didn't mind JKS back there, just was in another trade.
CHCI halted almost immediately as it ripped up.
We'll look at AMD here, see if it fades back down. And here actually faded off the VWAP nicely there. Cron looks like it might be doing that at the whole $1.08 as well. And EXEL is bouncing off the VWAP here. So the VWAP bounce is essentially the opposite of the fade. But again, like I said before, if I can use the pre-market high with the VWAP bounce as my risk, I love doing that. So you can see a tight risk here. Potential reward at the previous high of the day up here at 1808. So big risk and reward trade if you got in at this little bounce here. Maybe a little bit lower actually. Maybe this area as my risk would have been nice. But hindsight's 2020.
Alright guys, I'm trying to get in a starter in Yelko. I want to see the volume step in this though. Still haven't seen the big buyer. I want to see the big buyer show up first to show the drive. SCon breaking out again. NIO down there at 635.
Yeah, I mean, I usually would be mad at myself for getting out too early, but like I said, days like today, I just have to be super selective and safe in markets like this. And so, no stress, I missed out on 4 cents. But yeah, SCon spiking up some there. AMD, this is a really interesting level for AMD. AMD kind of a big level here. If it gets rejected here, it's a double top, and if it breaks here, it looks like a flag, and so a little bit of a flag there for AMD. So kind of a big level here. Looks like it's getting rejected though. Look at TVPT, Mitch. If TVPT gets back up to the VWAP, I think it looks interesting. So if TVPT gets up to here, really like the resistance above it at 1550. Could set a tight risk at either 63 or 60 here. You know, maybe a 10, 15 cent risk. Potential reward would be back down to the low of the day at around 1507, 1508. So pretty good risk reward there if it gets up to the VWAP level for TVPT. UGAS. What's up, Ismail? What's up, brother? Yeah, UGAZ, it's a little bit outside my price range. I actually think this is an ETF. It's a little outside my price range. So I actually like that first rejection it had here. Like if you look at UGAZ, I like this first little rejection where it broke underneath the VWAP here and then got rejected at it right here for that nice drop. At this point, I don't know. Yeah, it's a little outside my price range regardless. But I see what you mean with this one though. Let's see if it works out. Tight risk of 47. Yeah, there it goes. We'll see if it holds.
Kron looking interesting, and also Yoko.
Kron's range has slowed down substantially.
Yeah, definitely. It's a short. It would be like a 10-cent trade, nothing big. Little takedown.
PTI is kind of at the VWAP, although the volume's pretty low.
Yeah, that one's not too bad.
Hopefully we get some volume tomorrow in the market, man.
Oh, look at your AMD.
Yeah, AMD was the one today, man. Yeah, there it goes. Beautiful. You know, it's one thing I'm noticing about AMD. It must be in a downward trend. Because a lot of times when you see a stock fading this much off the VWAP, a lot of times like IGC and NBEV a few weeks ago, a lot of times they're in the downward trend. It may be starting one here.
So beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. That first one was perfect. Literally perfect. As soon as I got an NIO and I looked at AMD, I was bummed out because that first one was just exactly to the T what we look for with the VWAP fade. Just perfect. Tight risk. You know, big reward. Beautiful tap of the VWAP. Nice two-way trader. Good work, brother. Also, if anybody's interested in signing up to TradeNet, the October sale is done, but I do have a link that gets you 10% off the intro package. Somebody mentioned earlier that they used it. And so, yeah, I'll post that link. It gets you 10% off, I think, any package on TradeNet, actually. And so I make a small commission from it. If you want to help support the channel, it's one of the ways we keep the stream free. You can go through my link, and I appreciate it if you do. But, yeah, hopefully we get some better volume tomorrow, man.
Yep.
What's up, Skynet? Long time no see, brother. Long time no see, man. Oh, for what was the one you were talking about? Ismail.
All right, guys. There I am. I'm long on Yoko, guys. 727s. Woof. Look at that.
What? Yoko, you're long?
Yep.
Wow. Here, share your screen, bro. I'll throw it up.
All right. Just sold 100 there.
Nice little bounce there for you, bro. Good call out. That triangle, huh?
Probably going to take another 100 here off.
You got in with that little triangle wedge, huh?
It's probably going to go ahead and halt here.
Hey, that's good news for you, I think, if it does halt. Oof. Spread's 50 cents, bro. 40 cents. Be careful.
Yeah, I'm trying to sell some of it up there.
See if the spread can get a little bit better for you. I know you're in the middle of a trade. Just whenever you can, share your screen. I'll
Yeah, I
throw it up
will.
here.
Definitely will. Just give me a second there.
Yeah, no stress, brother. No
Just want to
stress.
close some of this up there. Once I close some of it.
But man, there's AMD fading nicely too, man. It's 2 fades in a day. I should have attacked AMD a little bit harder on these low volume days for penny stocks. Let's see if we could squeeze up a little bit for you.
Yep. My average right now is 727.
Yeah, Casey, I traded the first fade on NIO. That's why I made my little $12. I'm probably done for the day, honestly. I know myself. I'm just days like today when the volume's super low, I'm just super selective and just kind of take it slow. People in the stream may get mad at me for using smaller sizing and taking it slow, but there you go. Bid was up to 70s for a split second.
All right. Now I'll be able to share screen.
Alright.
Took some off. Can get the pressure off myself a little bit.
Yeah, I don't blame you, brother. What kind of sizing you took? Did you take?
500 shares.
Ooh, so that's a pretty trade then, huh?
Yep. The only thing is, I mean, I've been squeezed twice on AMRN, so this will be the trade that puts me kind of back in the green. I risk off of 14. I only risked 13 cents in this trade. Saw the pattern completely. The 3 tests of resistance, hold to support, a nice inverted hammer right there, guys, and was able to take some more. I'm going to be looking to add some shares back in this trade if it gets down to 738s.
All right, we're in that
If it
Skype
just
life.
keeps riding,
There we go.
then we'll just let it keep riding here, guys. That resistance up there was 782, and it was on my upper chart. I just don't have it on this chart. I got to back up.
Where's your P&L?
It's on the other screen. Hold on a sec. So you'll be able to see, I think, position value here.
Okay, 91 unrealized. Nice work, bro.
Yep, I've already captured $90 of it, which is essentially kind of my loss. I'm still down a little bit, but overall, here, I'll try to pull this up. This one's like kind of, it's going to make my screen look ugly, but there you go, guys, if you want to see what it's looking like.
Nice, brother.
All right, guys, looking to let this kind of rip into 8. I want to rip this into 780s, a little bit above there. At 790s, I'm going to sell another 100 shares. Put the order out there right now, so as it approaches it, it will sell it. We can even bring it down. I'm going to bring it down to 88s so that if it goes up to that resistance, just even for a second, it can try to sell me up there on the ask.
What's your remaining shares left?
I have 300 shares.
Okay.
$300 shares. You guys see that right there?
Yep. Nice little triangle wedge pattern for YECO.
Yep,
Ironically
just
enough,
watching this, the daily chart gives me a next resistance at 844, so that's why I'm letting this build here, guys. There you go, guys. There's the 780s. Let's see someone step in here and buy this up. Rip it through 788s. There you go, 780s.
There we go.
There we go, guys. Boom.
88. Beautiful.
Sold a little bit more, guys.
Nice trade, brother.
Let this start going. Let this start moving, guys. All right, guys. I've already captured 152. We're in the green. We're still unrealized, almost at 100, 200 shares. I'm going to be looking to pull some shares into this. This is the kind of trade that I want to go ahead and try to size into it. I want this to break above 8 and start holding this as a support. Then I'll look to rip and add some more shares into it. We got to let it test the daily resistance, which is going to be 844, guys.
I'm assuming Mitch saw, like you could see on his chart, there's that little bit of a triangle wedge pattern.
Yep. One up, one down. There's a two up. I'll describe it in a little bit, guys. This is a pattern that we actually been
Went over
talking
yesterday.
about the class. And I just decided that this was the strategy. I've been having trouble hesitating on longs. This was the one that I didn't hesitate, saw the pattern, took the trade, took a little bit. I had the market in there, and that's why my average is at 27 instead of 22s. But hey, if that's what we're gonna have to do, then we're gonna have to just learn how to take advantage of the strength.
Right.
Best thing is, guys, I'm all the way down here, guys. That's my average at the bottom of that huge green candle.
So you still got lots of room.
Yep. This is where I went long, guys. Right in this candle. Right after I saw this close. Now, I definitely want to see that 750 hold as support. Why? Because it was the resistance in the last pattern, guys. Anything below that 750s, 738s will get me out.
I think that's the moving average, Skynet. What's the
Then the blue line is the 9 EMA.
9 EMA?
The yellow line is the VWAP here, guys.
It's following that 9 EMA well, too.
I'm looking for the big share size. Oh, that's what's happening. Has a divided sign on it. That's why it's not showing up. I don't like to divide my shares by 100. It kind of confuses me.
Yeah, me too, man.
All right, guys, we're getting the second pattern here, guys. I want to draw this out for you guys. Up one, down one, up two, down two. We wanted to hold that support, make a third resistance try, and hold up here. This pattern can get longer. The real key is we wanted to test up there to that resistance, hold this 757, and as it rips through, probably around the breakout, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit more, probably 100 shares, increase our average position, probably somewhere up here in the 40s range, that I can use at 50 to go off of a brisk, look for that explosion through the 8s.
Yeah, I see the pole with that bull flag. Pole is right around, what, 10.03?
So for the day, I'm up only $32, seeing as those big losses, but I have an unrealized there of over 65. So we're looking at about $80 up. All right, guys, let's see if it holds this 57 here, guys. If it comes to 49 and holds, that's another support, but we would love it to hold 57. That's tighter and tighter consolidation, higher and higher prices, and we're getting what? Higher lows. That's what we want to see build up. I would love to see these 68s and 70s just get bought up. You see that bid right there? That 100 bid? That's someone buying it up there at the support, guys. That's not someone shorting there. That's someone getting filled there, trying to go ahead and swing this up. You see the pattern filling out now, guys? Up one, down one, up two, down two. Gonna get that up three. We're gonna look for a quick pullback, holding those 67s, holding these 61s, and then ripping through these 784s. Yeah, AMRN, really a pattern just killing me today.
Yeah, man. I like I said, AMRN, for future reference, I'd be super careful with it. I've just traded it more than you, I think. But I hate AMRN. Not that I hate it, it's just not reliable in my bond. For the setups and patterns that I trade, AMRN is just not
See,
working it for me.
This is when I would want it to create that third resistance try. Instead of jumping in here, let it touch 81s, open a new candle, and hold that low. If it holds that low on that new candle, opens about like 78, it should go ahead and break up here to 88s, get some buys through the 8s. The really good thing I like about this stock is that I have huge potential on the daily. Here we should see some buyers step up and drive it to the resistance. There we go, guys. There's a resistance touch. There's a big bidder right at 70, guys. That's where I'm going to put my ad there, guys. Right above him at 72. 100 shares I'm trying to add. Do I get my fill? Let's see it. You see how it's right there? You see how that sweep came? That's exactly the sweep I was expecting. This is what I mean by visualizing your trade and seeing it and not hesitating. I'm more than willing to get in here, but I'm only going to take that limit price of 72. If it doesn't fill me there, then let it rip through the 8s, and I'll just let the other shares go. As we talked about, we're going to get this move to the resistance here, 88s. 88's about to get tested here. And then you should get this rip out to 8. No fill, guys. Gonna have to let it go and just keep working.
See if we get a squeeze here. Yeah, looks good
There you
for
go,
you, bro.
guys. Exactly the move we described, guys. Visualization helps you what? Execute, guys. All right, guys. Gonna be looking to sell some shares going to the 840s.
See if it gets halted here for you, man. If it halts, I think it's a good thing.
I think it's going to start getting just bought up big time. And then that move to 840s on the daily chart where the resistance is going to be really quickly. So that's why I have some shares already out there. So if this explodes to it, I could get some shares filled in there. You could always get a pullback to this 9 and somewhat risk off of this 770. But it's really fast, guys. It's a really fast move. Kind of like a pro trade I would recommend.
Sorry, my landscapers
Are doing their job.
Yeah, they're doing their thing out there.
They're doing their thing. What we did see, guys, is exactly what we want to see. So instead of selling here, we're letting it play out. Let the pattern play out here, guys. It's showing strength, showing that whole dollar. We know if it gets above that whole dollar, then we can get a nice big breakout here. We start establishing our bottom risk where we want to risk off of so that we're not going to lose on this trade. We're not going to let this trade get below these 57s. But we'll let it work up here. Let it build. Let the volume get in here. Let it push. Like I said, guys, you could risk off of this 770, maybe get in somewhere in here in between. But it needs to get scooped up there. Bounce off that resistance. Get back up through those 8s. Did I get filled at 782? No, I didn't. I got filled at 727. I was trying to maybe add a little shares at 72, but it never filled me in between the spread. And with that never filling me, got to be careful here, guys. Don't want to lose out on more shares. Don't want to make this become a loser. Got to be careful as we got a quick drop there. Probably a big seller there at 70s, getting out, getting a little scared on the long side. Let's see if these shares just get bought back up. What was the low there? 56. All right, guys, 50. If it goes back through those 56, I'm going to hit the out at 50. CHCI looking strong also, guys. I feel like this one moved.
Kent De La Pena says, I'm still in AMD from the VWAP fade and have already taken some partials. What should I do with the rest?
Let it ride.
Let
it ride. I see that chart. Let it ride.
Yeah, I can't see the chart. I can't see the chart right now.
Look, I don't know, 5 minute. I would let that ride unless it gets back above 22.78. Unless your entry's below that, I would let it keep going.
So we're not investment professionals, not liable for any losses you take. You always got to make your own assessment of the market and trade responsibly. Felt like I needed to say that. But yeah, just look at the intraday chart and the previous historical chart and look to see where the next support level is. I can't look at the chart right now because if I touch my mouse, Mitch will be blurry.
Frozen.
That's Skype life, bro. But yeah, Skype's been acting weird. So, but yeah, that's typically what we do for fades is we look at the historical chart, try to see where the next support level is. Depending on how many shares you have, maybe scale out, maybe let it test those support levels.
All right, guys, let's see if it gets re-scooped up here. All right, guys, this is, you see that hammer again, right? I'm going to use that hammer, guys. Let's see the hammer come. Let's see if someone steps up here. Inverse hammer right there is what we want to see it now become a bullish sense. You see?
There we go.
That's 3 candles, 3 green candles. There's an actual small pattern for that. Now we're going to see that rip. It should rip through this 8 and get up there. We're looking for these next resistance levels. So what we need to do is we need to go back, start using a bigger time frame. I'm going to show you how I would do it. And that's why, just so you guys see it live, how you kind of attack these next levels. We can see right here, we have this important level, 816. 816, you could take profit. I'm looking for a little bit higher up. I see this resistance up there, 828, 830s. Let's attack those for the 100 shares on this breakout, and then we'll be looking for this massive move up there, probably about those 880s, $9 move. Looking for a big move here, as I've already taken a lot of profit. I can let this trade work and see if it breaks out, guys. You know, we always talk about how TradeNet has restrictions on certain stocks that are not tradable. I can at least thank them. They have had Yelko for pretty much all its move now available to us. And this stock does have big range. So with big range, you can take advantage.
Right. I mean, they do a pretty good job of adding, like when you get a big parabolic stock like YECO or PTI or MRNS. They usually, a lot of times, they're not tradable the first day, but they do a pretty good job of adding them. Once the big parabolic movers go, and so I will say that about them.
I'm liking the amount of sizing that's going in here. What is it doing, guys? It's accumulating drive, accumulating volume. Buyers and sellers are fighting to see if the stock's going to crash or it's going to go above. Of course, if you got in down where I am, you're just kind of in the watch. There's no point in selling up here because if it breaks out, guys. And then you're selling into not what I call your maximum potential gain. Take some profit, let the trade work. Want to see some buyers step up here at 90. Show us that it wants to have that lift, rip through. I didn't see buyers step up there at 90s. That's what we wanted to see. When you see those 790s roll through with big sizing, that's going to show that confirmation. There's 83s. Here it should come now.
I like the big down wick. Let's see if it holds.
Yep. Definitely a big range on this stock.
Oh, for sure. It's had a huge range for a few days now, or for a few weeks now, I would say. But
yep.
This is one of the ones we were talking about in pre-market this morning, so nice work, bro.
Yep, I just stayed with it, guys. I noticed that I was trading AMRN, and what was it? It wasn't part of my watch list. It wasn't a stock that I was watching pre-market. I went back to the stocks that I know that I had already taken kind of my assessment on, and I was watching Yelko, Kron, PTI, and this seemed like the best stock to me. Followed my instincts, went with the pattern, got my reward, guys. You got to set yourself up. That's all you can do. Looks interesting here to add, maybe here at 70. Let's check this out on a 5-minute. See what we see here.
Spread getting a little bit tighter.
What's happening, guys? The volume, the price and demand is kind of meeting at that 75, 80 range. 70s to 780s in that range is kind of really captured itself. And now it's just taking one big buyer to take it through.
I touched my mouse. Great. Hold on. Let me get you back up here. Come on. All right, there we go.
Man, Chris, 1645. I don't think I could recommend that, but if you are, I would definitely maybe try to control the trade, control your risks. If you honestly, this advice is kind of even more. You might want to look into options. Options could save you a little bit. As we're getting this rip here, guys, to $8, what we were looking for, guys. Let's see the buyer step in there, take it up there to those 830s. We'll sell another 100 shares.
The 772 ad was beautiful, guys. The idea of it was beautiful, never getting executed, but it could have done it in any of these candles over here and used the wrist line. Yeah, Chris, I would definitely think about maybe some options. You could put what's called a counter trade. You're putting what's called a covered put. You can do uh, essentially a spread trade in between. There's a lot of ways that you can kind of be in a losing trade in equity and save yourself by doing an option and kind of balancing out
Hedging.
the, yeah, hedging your bet there. I think that's what your best shot is there, especially when you get caught so deep and so
Like a
peaceful.
put option, maybe.
Yeah, maybe a put option. That way you can make some if the stock goes down, or maybe a straddle. Maybe you think the stock's going to test that resistance but come back down. You could put a straddle where you're making money as long as the stock stays within a range. There's a lot of different uh, things you can do, but I would definitely kind of learn from the mistake that you made, figure out where you went wrong, and make sure you know it was painful enough that you never do it again.
Yep.
We all had them. We all
For
had
sure.
big losers, you know.
100%. They happen, man. And especially when the market's this slow, is usually when I start to do worse. And so I've kind of learned that I do well when the market is hot and the market's big. All right, here's your spike. Let's see if it holds over 8.
Here's the volume buy up. So what did we get, guys? A nice pattern, right? Now we want to see it hold that last high, right? So this high was up there, probably right here at the 88s. That 88 level, if it holds, it should rip up there through the high.
Those 8s. Let's see if it gets halted here. I can see it getting halted. There's 805, 813s. Beautiful, brother.
Putting out another 100 shares to sell at 830s, guys. Wanted to come up to that resistance up there and start filling me in there. There's 820 showing up on the ask.
Spread got tight. Let's see if it holds 8. It should hold 8. It has a lot of resistance there, and which could turn into previous support. So hopefully it holds 8 for you. But regardless, really nice trade, brother. Somebody's asking, how did you find YECO? Mitch actually looked at this one in pre-market. I don't know if it popped up on our scanners. I think Mitch.
Yeah, you can actually just go on back and just listen to kind of what I was thinking pre-market, guys. Actually see what my ideas were pre-market so that you can
24s.
tackle it in the same manner.
There's 24s. Spread starting to come up. There's 25s. 30s.
30s. Boom. Sold some more, guys. There
Nice.
you go, guys. Able to take a little bit more there, guys. I've realized 261 on this trade. I'm up 105. I have 100 shares. I'm willing to sell some more at 850s.
Let's see it get there for you, brother.
Willing to sell some more at 850s. Putting the order out at 847 just in case it gets up there.
It gets rejected.
We're hitting the daily resistance, guys. Daily resistance at 87. I'm going to cancel. I'm looking for that daily resistance to come. I'm going to do it at 846, guys. See if it can rip through that 846. Fill me in 50 more shares, and I'll let those last little 50 shares look for another resistance. See if this stock just wants to keep riding. You guys see why I took profit at 830s? You guys see how the stock is acting at those levels? There's a reason why, guys. There's a resistance up there causing it to hold up. Needs some price and demand to match, and then you can get a drive again. Look at that big seller up there at 835. to see if he gets filled, and it just rips through him. Someone trying to sell some shares probably from the eights that they bought. You see, that's what happens. There's a little seller up there, so it's gonna do a little pullback here. It's gonna try to find a level to find support at. Glad I was able to sell a little bit more shares there, guys. Looking to sell a little bit more up there on the rip. 46.50s. And we'll look to tackle a little bit more.
So non-trading related news. Floyd Mayweather is actually going to fight at the end of the year versus Tenshin Nasukawa at Ryzen Fighting Champ Federation. I think it's a boxing match though, but that's interesting for any fight fans. But hell of a trade, man. Really nice work.
Why does Money Mayweather need some more money?
I know, man. Well, my point is, like, why is he fighting? You know, he's fighting a championship kickboxer, but it's a boxing match. You know, like, at least give himself some adversity here and at least do it a kickboxing match if he's not going to do MMA. But if he's boxing, he might as well fight Pacquiao or, you know, Canelo or somebody.
Mm-hmm. I think he needs to get into that mixed martial arts. I want to see little Mayweather throw some kicks.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'd like to see. I don't think he'd throw kicks. I'd like to see somebody kick Mayweather. I like Mayweather, by the way, but I just want to see how he would handle that.
Yeah, I did too. I was kind of rooting Connor just to kind of forget the whole boxing match.
Right.
Just one good old whap.
Just roundhouse kick him real quick, you know?
Yeah, well,
get disqualified.
What happen, you know? You get disqualified, give up your money, but nah, he needed his money.
I like Floyd though. Floyd's a beast. People hate on Floyd, but he's a beast, man. You know, you can't really argue.
All right, guys. People bought it up there, 813s, ripping it right here, guys. It's shredding up there. It's gonna get through these 840s. There you go.
840s.
843.
Oh, we got the 47.
Guys. I sold a little bit more, guys. That's why you have your order out there, guys. Hope you guys learned from that. And if you didn't have your order out there, you didn't get filled. You tried to slam your close, you didn't get filled. All right, guys. Now I have 50 shares on this, guys.
You can just
I'm
take your
literally
hands
going
off,
to
let it
leave
go.
the stop button on. We're going to go ahead and set a stop price that we feel comfortable in this stock. It's probably going to be around that 750 level.
All right. Well, I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and close it down. Hell of a trade, man. Beautiful trade. And ironically enough, this is the stuff we've been going over in class. You know, this is the stuff that Mitch has been teaching in class. Last night's class was about exactly this setup.
And reason why, guys, is I've been seeing myself, you know, have a little slight hesitation with longs, and I see the market, you know, have these long opportunities. I want to be able to tackle that. So I did my studying. I got my ability to not hesitate as I saw the pattern play out and was able to tackle this trade, you know. Now it's A move, it's B move, it's C move. It probably has a D move, and then I take the last little bit, and that'll be it for the trade, guys. The A, B, C, D pattern. If it rips through here again, creates another flag, it'll exactly fulfill that pattern, and we'll be able to take a continuation all the way from that first breakout.
Nice work, brother. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and close it down. Nice work today, Mitch. Making me look bad with my little $12 gain. But hey, man, that's why we're partners, brother. That's why I have you here, man. Nice job, brother. Nice job, man.
Up 321 on the trade. Sitting right now with $46 unrealized, so about 367 for the trade. Really great trade after starting the day down about $111 and getting back in this, taking a nice victory. Gonna keep going.
Right, for sure, man. Shout out to Trade Ideas as well. Trade Ideas is nice enough to let me use their scanners, and so I will post their link here as well. Go check them out. Really customizable scanner, so you can really build scans around your niche and trading, and you can see why ECO has been popping on this all morning. So shout out to Trade Ideas. Go check them out. I'll post their link. Also, like I said, if anybody's interested in signing up to the broker we use, which is Tefs and TradeNet, go check them out. I'll post this link here as well. The biggest flaw is some stocks aren't tradable, but you can see Mitch and I usually find a decent amount of stocks to trade every day, so go check those out. I'll post that link. I make a small commission from it, but it's one of the ways I keep the stream free. And so if you want to help support the channel, you can go through our link if you're interested. It's a 10% off link, so go check that out. And yeah, good luck for the rest of the day. I'll see you all later, and have a good day. What's up, Jonathan? Hey, man, I noticed your text message to me, Jonathan, and I'm going to reply to you as soon as I close the stream down, which is right now. So give me a second, man, and I'll respond to you. But yeah, have a good day. I'll see you all later. Nice work, Mitch. 2 green trades, although mine was very small, but hey, green is green. Good luck for the rest of the day. Have a good day. We'll see you all tomorrow morning, same time as always, guys.